All right, part 2, area of a circle. So we just discovered that the formula for the area of a circle is area equals pi times the square formed when we square our radius, pi r squared. So when you find the area of a circle, you have to use the radius, not the diameter. So remember that the diameter is 2 of the radius. So if you're given the diameter, you can still find the area of a circle, but there's a little more work to be done. So another important thing is to remember that pi, for our purposes, is going to be 3.14. And then this squared is important too. We've got to follow order of operations. So we've got to square our radius first, then multiply by pi. So let's look at this first example. Identify, are we given the radius or the diameter? 2 inches is the radius. So what we would do here is we would take our radius. So our radius is 2 inches. Then we need to square it. So radius squared, remember squared means the number times itself, not times 2. So our radius squared would be 2 inches times 2 inches. So our radius squared would be 4, and then inches times inches gives us inches squared. Now the last step we have to do is multiply our radius squared by pi. So pi is 3.14. Our radius squared was 4 inches squared. So now we multiply. 4 times 4 is 16. Carry the 1. 4 times 1 is 4, plus 1 is 5. 4 times 3 is 12. Now, we need to look at how many decimal places we need. We've got 2 decimal digits here, so we need 2 decimal digits here. It's area, so we need square units. So the area of a circle whose radius is 2 inches would be 12.56 inches squared. We can really quickly check that. Just estimate. 4 times 3 would be 12. Our answer should be a little bit bigger than 12, so 12.56 inches squared seems reasonable. All right, second problem. Here we have a circle this is the diameter. Diameter is 20 centimeters. So we can't use that to find area. What we need to do is find the radius. Well, if the diameter is 20 centimeters, the radius is half of that. So our radius in this case would be 10 centimeters. Now looking back at our formula, area is pi r squared. So r squared is going to be the number times itself, not the number times 2. So it's going to be 10 centimeters times 10 centimeters. So our r squared is 10 times 10, which is 100. Centimeters times centimeters, which is centimeters squared. There we get our square units. Remember, area is always square units. So the next step is to take r squared times pi. So we use 3.14 for pi times 100 centimeters squared. So remember, our shortcut for multiplying by a power of 10. Multiply, the number should get bigger. We move it to the right, our decimal to the right for each 0. We've got 2 zeros and 100. So I take 3.14, move it 2 places to the right, and we would get 314. Remember, it's area, so 314 centimeters squared. So again, area of a circle. If you're given the radius, square it, times it by itself, multiply by pi. If you're given diameter, find the radius by dividing by 2, multiply it by itself, then multiply times pi.